Okay. Well, I'm neither anyway. I'm always kind of state proud Bobcats. So.
Oh, nice. Oh, good for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be kind of fun doing all this and reading all these jokes. I mean, have you gotten any backlash yet, or has anybody either had any backlash, or anybody complimented you about, wow, you're absolutely funny, you're hilarious?
I haven't had any backlash. I'm thankful about that. Nobody's been, nobody's been hard on me, but at the same time, I don't really frequent the Hollywood scene, so I can't really say that I've ran into too many people I've, skewered on the show or anything. But, I think one of the biggest misconceptions about celebrities is that they don't have a sense of humor, and most of the people I have met, do have a sense of humor, and they know where it's coming from. They know I'm not going for anyone's jugular. I'm just kind of trying to poke fun at, the same things we all poke fun at. So no backlash, and yeah, certain people have definitely told me that they watch the show, that they love it, and that always means a lot to me.
Yeah, and you also were on Chelsea's panel, I think, a couple months ago, right?
Yes, I've done that a few times. She's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, was it a situation where she recognized who you were?
Well, we both Chelsea lately in that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, we work for the same company, so she knows who I am, and she's actually, I think she's a fan of the show too. So.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering if she was like, oh yeah, I remember you from Boy Meets World. I was wondering if Chelsea remembered you from that. I was just. Yeah,
she did. She came and met me in the hair and makeup room before I had gone out there, and she talked to me a little bit about that. She's familiar with my work from there too. So, yeah, she's a great girl.
Are we going to expect anybody maybe dropping by the dish, like sometimes people drop by the soup? Or are we...
Yeah, Lance has stopped by before. We just had Marissa Jarrett Winoker on the show this past week. So, yeah, we always encourage having, walk-ons of people that we respect or love or have poked fun at and get them in on the joke with us. So, yeah, we've done that a couple of times.
Yeah, and, I mean... Going to the current news right now, I mean, what do you think of what's going on? Let's start the Michael Jackson thing. Obviously, it's been a circus the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, it really has been, and I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. Have been since I was a kid. One of my earliest pictures. I think the first time I ever dressed myself, I dressed myself in my Thriller T-shirt. And I just, in all honesty, I think it's just kind of sad that the state of California is paying $2.5 million to throw a memorial when they've just laid off teachers. So, that to me, I'm a little confused as to why that needs to be going on. But, I think, his death is obviously tragic and his music will live on. And, I haven't stopped listening to the CD, that's for sure. I've been listening to all kinds of Michael Jackson lately.
I mean, have you done red carpets at all? I mean, have you been on red carpets watching the celebrities go by, or are you just been basically a spectator?
Not for the dish. I haven't filmed stuff for the dish on a red carpet, but I used to do some of the red carpet stuff when I worked for the Tyra Banks show.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I was going to ask you about working with Tyra because I hear things about Tyra that she's different on camera than she is off camera. And can you kind of tell me your experience with Tyra?
My experience with Tyra has been nothing but wonderful. She's been always really nice to me. She kind of gave me my first break, going into a hosting style thing, and she was, always there to talk if I wanted to ask her a question about anything. And she's very ambitious, very hardworking, and, she's also very cautious about the relationship she forms with people because, it's hard to be in her situation and know everybody wants to be your friend for you're not really sure what reason. But I've never had a bad experience with Tyra or anybody who works for that show.
Do you think you're going to do more acting after you graduate, or do you think that you're going to go and try to be hardcore into the psychology thing and kind of leave the showbiz life behind?
I don't know what I'm going to want to do. I'd like to be able to try and do them both. I love what I do right now. I hope the dish goes on for as long as possible, and I love acting as well. If the state of television continues to be what it has been for a while now, it's going to all be reality TV, in which case there really aren't that many jobs for actors. So, then hosting is definitely somewhere I would, an avenue I'd like to pursue. But I'd also like to use my education at some point.
Yeah, I mean, look at Danica McKellar. I mean, she has a master's degree in mathematics, and she's
exactly.
So that's absolutely great as well. Who do you think is the best dressed person right now?
Ooh, good question. I don't know. I really I have a bunch of different styles for stuff like that. Like red carpet-wise, Angelina Jolie always, knocks it out of the park. And I happen to love Jennifer Garner. I think she just has that really easy, breezy, all-American girls look to her, and I love Rachel Bilson too. I think she always looks great and age appropriate.
Awesome. I mean, yeah, and you say that you don't do Hollywood that much. You're down in Orange County and basically do your stuff and then just do this thing on the side as well. I mean, obviously, I don't think paparazzi basically stalk you or anything like that. You can kind of live kind of a private life more than life.
I do, definitely. I mean, you can really kind of control that to a certain extent. Obviously, when your friends have a birthday party and so you go to a club or a bar where they're having a birthday party, you can't control the fact that there are going to be paparazzi standing outside. But I don't shop on Robertson Boulevard. I don't frequent, Hollywood or L.A. often at all. It's where I work, but it's not where I live. It's not where I spend my time, and it's not where I spend my free time. So I choose to live a private life, and I, keep it that way.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it seems like you get in the spotlight for a little while, then we don't see you for a while, then we see you in the spotlight in a while, and now the dish is on, which is I think it's an absolutely I think it's a dream job for you, and
it is. It's
I
great.
love a job like that.
It's perfect. It's a great job. I'm very, very lucky.
And when were you approached for the job, or did you audition for the job?
I auditioned for the job. I had already had a couple of meetings with the Style Network, and they had asked, they had extended the invitation for us to try and work together in some capacity. We weren't sure what that was going to be. And so I had gone in and had a couple of different meetings about different possibilities for shows, and then they told me about the dish, and I told my manager that if I didn't get this job, I was probably just going to retire because I knew that I wanted it more than anything and that I would probably be the best person for the job. And so I went in and auditioned, and I was very fortunate that they felt the same way.
Well, I think you're a perfect fit for the job.
Thank you.
You got it. It's like you get the kind of the sense of what it is as well. And I mean, after dorm days, I mean, I think this is a little bit of a step up.
It is, definitely.
And I mean, as Joel would say, being the host of your own basic cable show,
Exactly. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, you're welcome back anytime, and like I said, if I ever make it over to Soup, I will definitely try to make it over to the dish.
Please, thank you. That would be wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay. No, thank you for being on the show. I love the show, and best of luck to you.
Thank you. You too.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Remember to check us out on Twitter at SWIV, and Somewhere in Vegas on Facebook. Also on Instagram at SWIV Podcast. That's at SWIV Podcast. We'll be doing live interviews as well as some of these rewind episodes in the coming weeks. So definitely check out our social media and figure that out for yourselves. Also, you guys, make sure you guys can check out our archives, and also, follow us on iHeartRadio and some of your favorite podcast catchers and subscribe. We're also on iTunes, and you can also ask Alexa for Somewhere in Vegas as well. With that in mind, we'll see you guys next week here on Somewhere in Vegas.